Coming up next, I'm giving y'all this prison story about a clown that got punished for bad charges. Stay tuned to the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey.
Oh no! Stop, man! Don't do that now, man! Let me up, man! Let me up, man! Come on, man! Get those get them off my face, man! Come on, man! What up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Now, today, people, this story that I got for y'all today, not only is it diabolical, but it's a well-known problem, not only in prison, on the streets too. And I was going to say it's worse on the street, but nah, it's worse in prison. Definitely way worse in prison. Never heard any shit go down like this before, like I'm about to tell y'all, until prison. Now, play fiends. We all know what they are, right? Well, if you don't, let's talk about it. A play fiend is probably your friend or associate. It's probably somebody that thinks that y'all cool enough to play with. It's probably maybe even somebody in your family. Who knows? Now, this is just regular life, or if you in a gang or whatever, your homies in the gang, whatever. It's always going to be a play fiend. Now, play fiend has many different definitions. You got play fiends, most of them like to touch. Now, I know you like, whoa, Corner, you just said it was your friend or your family, or what you mean they touching you? Get y'all minds out of the gutter, people. We're not talking about that. We talking about play fiends that like to touch with their hands. They want to box and they want to push and do this and that, pull pranks on you. Now, you know when somebody flipped the lid of your cap off, or walk up behind you and put their knee in the back of your knee, and you almost fall because, you know, if you're not expecting to bend down, it's a shock. People do that shit all the time, and it's annoying as hell. You know, when somebody might put their foot out and make you stumble or trip real quick, and you could mess around and fall and bust your teeth out on the ground or whatever. People don't care, but they do ridiculous things like that. And I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. It's always, I'm just playing. Well, sometimes playing goes a little too far. And that's where you get people starting to fight for real, or people get tired of it and start pulling out pow-pows and start busting off. Crazy stuff happens just for people using their hands the wrong way. Now, if you don't nip it in the bud, whether it be family, friend, gang brother, whatever, if you don't nip it in the bud immediately, the first time they try and play with you the wrong way, say, hey man, somebody come up behind you and stick their wet finger in your ear or something, give you a wet willy, or just come back behind you and pluck your ear real quick. That shit hurt too. Shit like that. Shit that's gonna make you feel like a chump. Something that's gonna make you feel less than because somebody had the nerve to do something so disrespectful to you, and then try and put the cherries on top and say, I was just playing, man. Chill. I was just playing, man. Nah, you ain't gotta get real, man. I was just playing, man. You know I was just playing. To stop you from beating their ass. Well, people, sometimes it goes just too far. And in prison, there's no room for a clown. Because that's exactly what you are. A class clown. In prison, you're a prison clown without the makeup, the nose, and the funny hair. You ain't got no funny boots. All you got is your hands and your dumb moves. So the moves that you make in prison, being a prison clown, you on thin ice. Half the prison already know about you and they don't like you. Any pod you go to, somebody gonna spread the word. That's that nigga that be playing too much right there. Yeah, him. Yo, listen, if he try you, either slide him or scream on him ASAP. Whatever you want to do, but don't let him continue to do it because he gonna keep doing it. Now, sometimes the message reaches everyone, and sometimes it only reaches the top tier inmates, the ones who pretty much make things shake and bake around there. So some of your newer inmates and your younger inmates, they might not be privy to that information just yet. They'll find out. Hopefully it's not too late. Now, and when I say too late, that means you done beat his ass and went to lockup when you could have just screamed on him and he going back down because he's a class clown. You know what I mean? So this story right here is going to be about a time when a guy named Roach was in the pod. Yeah, that's a terrible name, Roach. And he was a straight up play fiend, y'all. From the day he walked in the door, he was trying people left and right. Now, I know y'all like, damn, that's crazy. He just walked in on timing like that, just touching people and playing games or whatever. Oh, nah. He was a gang member. He was a gang member for real. He was a Crip. So he got down with his brothers in the prison, of course. But still in all, he was a play fiend. He played with them, and he played with people that wasn't in the gang. He was a play fiend with other gang members, which is deadly because you don't know how that member feels about you being from the opposite side. For you to put your hands on him, it could instantly turn into a deadly altercation. But he did it anyway. This guy did not care. Now, Roach wasn't a small guy by no means. He was goofy as hell, but he wasn't small. So I guess people thought twice about trying him or going at him the wrong way. And you know what they say, if you can't beat him, join him. If you can't beat that man, you probably better take that little chumping that he's doing to you, being that he's not hurting you, he's just having his fun, and keep it moving. But if you got heart, which most of us did, and if you stand up for yourself, well, he gonna back down because, for one, a lot of people don't realize the gangs really don't want to start nothing if it don't have to be nothing. Them getting assault charges and more time added on over, something as stupid as that, a lot of times they won't even rock with it, depending on who the person is. Now, if you're a neutron or, somebody with no kind of status, yeah, then they might just try your chin. If he say go, then they probably all gonna jump on you. That's just, hey man, it's prison politics. What you want me to tell y'all? Listen, don't go to prison. Stay free if you scared. That's what I can tell you. Anyway, back to the story. So, Roach, he would regularly walk around the pod and do stupid stuff like you could be eating a bag of chips and he'll come over and snatch the whole bag from you. He won't do nothing disrespectful like put his hands in your bag of chips, but he'll come over and snatch your bag real quick and then walk off quick like he about to son you, take your shit. If you don't go after him and get that bag back, yeah, he gonna eat that bag of chips. If you don't come for it, he just got you. But he wasn't intending to do that. He was just checking the temperature. And that's a big fail if you don't go after him and get your bag back. Now, some guys, I seen him on the yard start slapboxing with people that didn't want to slapbox. Meaning, he walked up and straight up smacked people in their face. Bah! Not hard, a love tap. Bah! And you ain't do nothing back. If you ain't do nothing back immediately, and I mean, now, see, this is where things got, twisted. A few times I've seen a couple jokers get beat down because they responded correctly, but they didn't throw a smack back. They threw a punch back. So him thinking that you probably gonna be a man and hit him with a smack to the face real quick, he wasn't throwing his guards up and blocking or nothing. So he would come up and smack you real quick to initiate the smack box challenge. Pow! He expects you to try and smack him back because that's all you're supposed to be using is smacks in you smack boxing, slap boxing, excuse me. But nah, this one joker, this white dude, he thought he was tough. He threw a punch at him, connected it too, right on the side of Roach's face. You know Roach ate that shit. Turned around and commenced to stomping this dude out after he done punched him about 50 times in the head. Easy work. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah. But it wasn't supposed to be that. It was just supposed to be a playful slap boxing match. Now, I've seen other cats, go ahead and slap box with them or whatever. Pat, pat. And they get slapped up, leave, their face all red or whatever. Got a few connected on him. And I guess, that was what his thing was. He respected that. He liked that. And it'd be what it was. Bygones be bygones. But best believe he coming back to smack box with you again. Yeah. Since you entertained him the first time, he's coming back to do that probably every day for his entertainment. He loves it. Now, the correct response to this clown, smack him back one time, back up and say, dude, I don't play with my hands. After that, any further altercation, touching will result in these hands. And that's just what it gotta be. And you gotta be ready to throw down, no matter how big the dude was. Well, let me tell you about the time this guy named Andre wasn't ready to throw down. And, well, Andre, we found out that he had bad charges. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But now, we found out he had bad charges, and he's walking around with tear. Now, Roach, he doesn't know this yet, but the dude has bad charges. He just starts, his normal shit, his normal routine with newbies. Went up to him, didn't know him from a can of paint. Smacked him in the back of his head. What's up, newbie? What pod you in? Dude, he like, hey, man, hey, why you touching me, man? Why you touching me? Now, that was definitely the wrong response. You were supposed to do something, period. Asking a question to somebody that just smacked you behind your head, that's not very smart. Well, he smacked him again. This time in the forehead. Hey, what's up, man? You ain't hear me? What pod you in, fool? And dude like, hey, man, you gonna quit hitting me, man? You gonna quit hitting me? And now Roach is getting like, what you gonna do about it, man? What you gonna do about it, man? He wants to see his gangster. What he gonna do? He start pushing him on his shoulder. What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. And dude like, hey man, listen, I ain't come here, to get to no shit with nobody, man. I just want to do my time. Dude like, yeah, well, you gonna do your time here with me. How about it? He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to see you. Let me know what pod he going to. I'm gonna have to see him. And he doing his normal routine, acting a fool. Who else in here think they tough? Who think they tough up in here? Now, y'all, this is where it gets crazy. They actually put Andre in the same pod with Roach. Yeah. Now, he immediately found out what cell he was in and all of that. And by the time he made it over to the cell, to the pod and all of that, the news had already transferred from the COs to the inmates about dude's bad charges. Supposedly, and viewer discretion advised, y'all. If you got sensitive ears, maybe turn it down for a minute or two. But supposedly, what they made, well, I'm skipping ahead. I'm not going to tell you what they made this man end up doing. Not just yet, because there's parts that you need to hear, like why he was in here. This man was in here for abusing children. And when I say abusing, he was doing one of the most egregious acts you could think of to a little boy. Do y'all know what teabagging is, y'all? Yeah. Now, picture a grown man doing that to a little child. That's exactly what he was doing, y'all. And the way they found out is even worse, y'all. Even worse. Picture you come home from work and your little child has a rash going from the top of his forehead all the way down past his nose and his lips, all the way down to his chin. Picture that, y'all. You come home and your child's face is bumpy and red and looking crazy. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to take your child immediately to the hospital. That's what I would do. Now, when this child was taken to the hospital, supposedly, the child had contracted some kind of fungal disease. And supposedly, it could only have came from another human. I'm trying to explain this without getting in trouble. Pretty much, he sat on somebody's face. That's what he did to the child. He sat on his face, right? And in the midst of him doing his whatever he did, rubbing up and down and side and back, whatever, exposed himself in the wrong areas, in the wrong ways. And in doing so, this child contracted a STD, people. Now, once they were able to figure out where exactly it came from, of course, they tested Andre. He was the only one home with the child. Baby mom was at work. She was a nurse. When she came home from her shift, about 1 o'clock in the morning, she ended up having to rush right back out to that hospital with her child when she saw his face. And she knew in the back of her head something heinous was done to my child. And she was determined to get to the bottom of it, y'all. And so were the detectives, obviously. Because this man has a 15-year bid to do. And now everyone knows it, people. Everyone knows you a chomo. And you the worst kind of chomo. And you will receive prison justice, my guy. Well, Roach found out. And now it was up. He wasn't letting up now. He was going to continue to harass and humiliate Andre. And nobody was going to stop it. The whole pod was against Andre. It was just a matter of time before he got it. Now, before that, Roach was going to have a little fun with him. He had a couple of friends, let's say, in C-Pod. Oh, yeah. And when the boys over in C-Pod find out they got fresh meat on the way, well, sometimes they like to get a head start. They want to get a head start before the rest of the pod gets their grubby little hands on them. Because y'all remember what C-Pod is, right? Oh, yeah. C-Pod is where all them bandits are. And all the PC cats. And as soon as he gets his justice in this pod, he'll be headed right on over there. But it's a couple cats in C-Pod, they like to partake in giving the justice as well. So whenever it's needed, they'll come on over to A-Pod. No problems. They'll come on over and do the most unthinkable things to these chomos. They will make them wish they were never alive. Now, I know y'all saw the thumbnail and y'all probably like, ain't no way in hell that happened to a grown man in prison. Well, it did, people. The Punisher came on over. C4 came on over. Booty Bama Bang Bang came on over. And so did Carl, the finisher. Yeah, they ran C-Pod. They came over, and I kid you not, these guys, I didn't see the actual thing. I saw the videotape. I saw that somebody had a phone, and they videotaped it. That's as much of it as I could handle. They literally held this man, Andre, down on the prison floor and teabagged him, one at a time, over and over again. Nuts in his face. Yeah. Yep. All four of them. Then they beat him down, y'all. Beat the dog piss out of him. And y'all know what happens next, man. I ain't gotta tell y'all. I don't gotta describe what Booty Bama Bang Bang gets into. I really don't gotta tell y'all what the Punisher do. Or the finisher. Y'all already know. So, that whole thing, that was a wash. Andre didn't last in the pod more than 3 days. 3 days, people. That's the countdown on the Chomo. 3 days. Yeah. And, word is, somebody did a Frank Lucas and told them boys on C-Pod, I want 20%. 20%. And that's just how it goes. Now, I don't know what y'all think about this story, whether y'all believe me or not, but the most devilish acts happen in prison. So, yeah, you could go in there and think you're going to be alright. You're going to do your time and go home. But things could change in the drop of a dime. People get more time added on to time they're already doing, etc., etc. So, after they got done having their little fun with Andre, here goes Roach. He's the one that made this whole thing happen. He's the one that got them boys to come on down here and do what they did to him. And after that, Roach had the nerve to go walk on over there by him in the, the cell that they had him in and say, hey man, I was just playing, man. You hear me? I was just playing, man. I was just playing with you, man. You good? Hey, you good, man? Hey, you good? What they do to you, man? Like he has no idea. So, he just left and pretty much he went to the gate, told the guard, hey, there's somebody down back there, man. In one of them cells, there's somebody down back there. And somehow, some way, the prison clown ended up taking the charge. Yep. He ended up taking the charge for what all four of them did to him in that cell. When they saw him all busted up, obviously, all over the place, when they saw every hole on his body was damaged, every hole, even his ear hole, y'all, yeah, they blamed it all on the prison clown, Roach. Roach ended up getting another 15 years for assault and battery and rape in prison that he didn't even commit, y'all. So what y'all think happened? Roach took his ass back to lock up and crashed all the way out. Word is they ended up putting that man in that seat that they lock you in with the bag over his face for spitting and put him in a padded room. 23-1. Roach ain't even getting showers right now. So, I say this to say that. Roach, I mean, it was kind of all your fault, man. You ain't have to do what you did. You didn't have to go back into that room after they was done. And maybe, just maybe, you should have probably kept your hands to yourself and not been such a play fiend. Look, man, that's going to be it for this story. I really hope you liked it. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment box, y'all. Let somebody that need to hear this, hear this. Hype the damn video. Y'all know the vibes. As usual, this is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.
It's JS Corner from the prison story massacres. I be telling stories about the pushers and the traffickers, trying to keep the YNs away from the bandits. Don't eat the honey bun, don't drink the coke, don't become another victim or the butt of a joke. Don't close both eyes when you sleep or get choked. When you go to the mess hall, sit with your team, cause if you sit with some punk boy, you can get seen, then you can get dealt with. Prison justice like you never felt it. I be taking y'all back to stories of the helpless. That lava I spit, get your boys' stories melted. I spit about prison justice cause I dealt it. And you a real hater if you can't respect it. All that bullshit, yeah, I'm here to check that. Any confrontation, I'ma show up. Bet that. You a real hater, I'm here to address that. When it comes to storytelling, I'm the best at. You a real hater, I'm here